I'm Michael, and I have a bit of an odd hobby. I really love watching videos and reading stories about acts of kindness that help me restore my faith in humanity. Today, I made part 9 where I put together another of my favorite moments. In this video, I see an old lady muddles to the neutral zone between two streams of traffic on shaky steps. I fear for her because it looks like she's going to tumble over any time, and it doesn't look like the traffic intends to stop. Just then, a fire truck drives by. The fireman saw the old lady's conundrum and swooped right in across the traffic streams. I can see their siren blaring, though I can't hear the sound. Parked right in the middle of the road, they force the vehicles into a halt. The firemen jump off the fire engine and start to control the traffic, helping our dear old lady cross the road. Even on the road where there's no fire, these good men are still our heroes. At 97, Leonid Stanislavski is the Guinness record-setting oldest competitive tennis player. A longtime fan of Rafael Nadal, the Spanish ATP top ranker, Leonid was invited to Nadal's tennis academy just last month. He wanted to play a game with Nadal, and famous for his passion and personable manners, the Spaniard gladly said yes. In the video, we see Leonid and Nadal rallying on court. If you ask me, our dear Leonid still got it, as the rally goes on for several back and forths. I can see, though not clearly, Nadal was smiling brightly the whole way through, and Leonid, when he turned around for a brief second, was truly bursting with joy. A picture here shows the two legends in their own leagues shaking hands across the net after the game. I can feel the gratitude and joy from Leonid and Nadal's big smile. Warms my heart, and good for you, Rafa, for making this elder gentleman's dream come true. Heroism blossoms on a highway in Netherlands. Right off the bat, I see from the point of view of a driver that a gray minivan is driving where it shouldn't be, on the grass fields between two converging lanes on a highway. The car wavers as it continues forward with no sign of steering or stopping. Even I can sense something's off. The driver continues to follow the minivan. Now, there's another white car in front of the gray one that's seemingly out of control. A brake was hit, and to my surprise, the white car lets the minivan run into its tail, and soon enough, both came to a stop beside the ramp. Seconds later, as I see the driver jump off the white car and run to check on the gray minivan, it becomes clear that the driver had deliberately used his own car to stop the gray minivan, whose driver is apparently unconscious at this point. What an amazing sight of everyday heroism. I salute you, man. When someone's choking, it's time for acting before thinking. Joe, the bartender, walks into the kitchen of the restaurant he works in and at once notices a young staffer is choking. Without an instant's delay, he puts down whatever he was carrying and starts to pump the young man's chest with standard rescue procedure. I reckon this young man must have been choking on quite a big lump because I can see a small piece fly out of his mouth soon after Joe started pumping his chest and striking his back, but he's still gasping for breath. After 4 or 5 tries, it appears the young man's finally in the safe zone. Yet another heartwarming moment follows as Joe stays with the young man to appease the scare as he sank to the floor, shaken. What a hero, man of action, Joe. Vancouver, BC in Canada puts a limit of 30 liters of non-essential fuel refill on all citizens. Our TikToker enters the video by explaining his mission, a $50 reward for those who respect this gas cap. Depending on how much gas you're filling and what kind, I gather that $50 might well cover your whole bill. I can see the pride and joy on these people's faces when they've discovered that they are rewarded for doing their part. I have no doubt this man himself follows the rule. Bravo for going far and beyond to inspire others. Beside a road scant in traffic in India, an orange merchant is not having luck finding customers. As I enter the scene from the point of view of a passerby, I learn that this merchant is challenged both physically and in speech as he moves with great difficulty and speaks in slurs. This passerby is the first customer, and he's thrilled to be the first. I can see the helplessness on the merchant's face when he tells us that the business is not good at all because nobody was driving by. The road's empty. The customer asks how much for a bag of orange. It's 100 rupee. As he buys one of the bags, the merchant politely asks if he could buy them all. Knowing it is an unreasonable request, the poor merchant explains he has a sick mother at home awaiting his return, and he's doing this business to support her. As I learn of this with a random stranger, my heart melts with his, and I'm on the brinks of tears as this stranger actually buys all of the oranges and rewards the merchant with twice the earning for his mother. Finally, they share a warm hug. The gloomy day brightens as this merchant, a loyal and good man, blossoms the biggest smile. Soccer is one of the most competitive sports and one of the most dangerous. The match is scalding hot, and when a player in a blue shirt, Maurizio, lost his ball due to an injury, I reckon maybe he pulled a muscle. Since the other player didn't contact him, the white shirts are up for an attack. But the player that tagged the injured Maurizio, who got the ball, realizes his injury, and instead of exploiting the opportunity, he kicks the ball out of bounds without hesitation, pausing the game to allow Maurizio to be tended to. Maurizio's teammate comes to thank the player on their opposing team for his kindness. I can only give you the loudest clap, man, for showing what a true sportsman and kind spirit really means. Child hair loss is not exactly uncommon, and when that happens, bullying follows. This single mother knows how much even little girls are dealing with in their social circles, and inspired by her daughter, she started making wigs for the children dealing with their hair loss. She takes great care to make sure the wigs look real, and so it takes a week to a month for her to complete a wig. It's exhausting, but she's inspired by the kids to keep going. I can tell the kids, when coming in, are not that excited, but when they see this mom's gorgeous and fashionable designs and impeccable skills in making the wig look naturally grown on their head, their whole being lights up in awe. And my world just got lit up by them. What an inspiration! In some countries, floods are often. I wasn't sure what I was looking at when I saw dirty yellow water rolling through the streets as two men seemed to be searching around with two long oars. Near a landing, there's a vortex, and they soon gathered around there, and now I can sense something's wrong. They're searching for something important under the water. Soon, half a dozen men rushed to the vortex and started pulling and pulling, until finally they pulled up an unconscious boy. I don't know if the boy's any of their child, but I'm sure glad he had them around. Good job! You guys are truly common heroes that shine in a disaster. We all know how messy and filthy a sports venue can get. F1 tracks are no exception. After his race, the world champion Sebastian Vettel volunteers to help out the cleaning crew. From under the audience seats, I can see distinctly his green race shirt standing out among the others. He notices the camera, briefly flashes a thumbs up, and goes back to his after-hours work. I can see as he comes down that he's carrying just as much garbage as the cleaning crew. He doesn't even pay attention to the shooting camera. He's just doing his part. I commend you, world champion, for your humanity that's not above some dirty work if it helps your friends. A most adorable kid from Iraq is offering free coffee to tourists. Our cameraman sees a steaming, creamy coffee and asked for one because he thought the kid was selling. When the boy tried to give it to him for free, he's pleasantly surprised. I could hear his happy laughter.
You're too nice.
Not going to take it from the boy for free, our American tourist rewards him with a bill, and the boy couldn't believe it. How his eyes sparkled with joy, and he couldn't stop smiling. What an adorable child. I think from here on out, he will be more motivated to offer free coffee because now he's learned that his kind actions are indeed worthy. It was just another part of my favorite moments. Right now, you can see other parts with amazing acts of kindness that will certainly restore your faith in humanity. See you soon.